So it's still an insufficient amount of oxygen being generated, but I feel kind of fine with what we have right now. Research is also idle, so I think we've got that done. Anyway, so we've got Elvis, Fran, and Ruby. Elvis right now has 2 negative traits, but has a big one right here. So the duplicate's hardy immune system repels most common illnesses. Can't dig it, so you can't dig. That's a pretty big one, to be honest. And also, it looks like you get sick often. Actually, severe black holes. What? Okay, then. Interesting. Then biohazard. All the vitamin C in space can't stop this duplicant from getting sick. You have a high construction, which is quite nice. And absolutely huge athletics, which is definitely going to help in the power consumption or power creation area. Fran right there. Definitely feeling like top class, top quality duplicant. And then Ruby, Grease Monkey. The duplicant likes to throw a wrench into the colony's plans in a good way. Tinkering +5. Okay. Tinkering +5. Looks like you got 7 to athletics, plus already a base amount that you have just attained through experiences. Creativity. Is creativity even a big one? What does that mean? Affects the speed and quality of duplicants' artistic creations. I think I'm going to go for you, Fran. Well, I don't care for your biohazard. But you know what? We're going to print you off. So there we are. You've been printed off, Fran. Welcome to the group. At least you can actually dig. That is ideal, really. Let's get some more of the construction done up here as well. So we want to mine this level right here. Make sure it's 4 blocks up. And this level right here as well. You know what? We'll go all the way out just so it fits everything. So we still need to get ourselves another bed, really, for all of these extra people that we have coming in. I think making this into a sleeping area would be quite a good idea. So are we moving any of this contaminated oxygen into this area? I don't think so. I think it's just sort of passing. Although a lot of it seems to be moving into this corner here, which is quite interesting. Not something I was expecting to happen. Looks like we're low on power around here as well. So getting that done would be quite great. Let's get Fran. Oh, we're still waiting for the research to be conducted here. We need to get Fran. Alright, this research station is idle, which is why it's telling us that, but we can't use it just yet. Insufficient resources. Oh, we don't have enough to make food anymore. We need water. Oh, of course, we blocked it off. Forgot about that. Let's get this bit mined up. That way we should be able to attain the water that we have down here. And also any harsh chemicals that might be subsiding inside of it. Also, we need to get this bit. There's so much to do right now. We're sort of getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves when it comes to jobs. We need to make sure Fran is always producing oxygen. So if we can do that, or well, whoever's the best at athletics. You got a 12 right there. You know what, Otto? You're already doing a lot of that already, so I think you're fine right now to just leave you at it. How are we doing right now? We could probably get ourselves another oxygen dispensary, probably around about here. Would be quite nice, just to push the rest of this CO2 downstream. We will see. It's G to mine, isn't it? Yeah. Forgetting about these hotkeys. Both have a bit of a problem with CO, which is a bit odd because there's a decent amount of it around here. How is the algae situation? It's a little bit low. Could definitely go with a little bit of a sort of algae expedition. We got some slime around here, which isn't ideal. I think just getting another form of oxygen creation is definitely the next big step. So if we go to research, fine dining's nearly done. Then eventually we can get ourselves... Is it this? Convert slime into... Oh, okay, that's also very interesting. Electrolyzer produces a steady supply of oxygen using piped in water. Becomes idle when the room enters maximum air pressure range. Okay. And then a water purifier... Uses sand to purify contaminated water. Okay, that's quite interesting. Looks like we're running out of... Yeah, water's just sort of the big thing right now that we need. So prioritizing this point right here is definitely sort of the big thing to do right now. I think that's all prioritized as 7. Yeah, we should definitely have that all back up as a 7. There we go. Just so we can get it done and out of the way with. This bit as well, all as a 7. And at the same time, while we're doing that, we need to get the tiles put in as well. So, any tiles that we need, we're just going to go all the way along here. There we are. And that's going to be a lot more extra space. I might want to move the science sort of research stations over here as well. I don't know if we're going to be using this water. Oh, no, we are. We're going to be using the water as a shower area. So a sort of shower, hand sanitization zone. Getting ourselves another one of the air deodorizers in here would be a great idea. In fact, we're going to deconstruct this one because we don't need it in there right now. Deconstructing it might not be the best idea. I'll tell you what, though. This manual airlock is looking pretty sweet. So we can open it ourselves, I imagine. Yeah, okay. Is it open, or is it the case of I need to... It's on auto right now. I'd rather be on automatic. So basically they can go over to it and open it and close it as they do wish to do so. Getting ourselves a new outhouse as well, although I think that also needs to be in the sort of new hygienic area. I mean, we might want to just keep this outhouse and just disable it. Cleaning that toilet would also be an ideal circumstance. I kind of like the idea of keeping it. Or maybe making this area into the sort of new outhouse toilet zone. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Getting ourselves another manual airlock just to sort of block that off. I feel like having this open for a second does let some of the horrible contaminants come in. And we should really move you along. There we go. I think you're both stuck on this little island right here. Yeah, you've got yourselves stuck. This is not ideal. Let's go to prioritization. And let's just get this bit particularly constructed, and then this bit can just be a 7. And how are we doing over here? Yes, so it looks like we have the ability to gather ourselves some oxygen now, which is pretty great. Everyone's sleeping right now, and unfortunately one person's going to be in a bit of a state of slumber for the remainder of the day. They're going to be groggy. They're going to have full bladder. At the moment, stress levels... Oh, that's what that is. They're pissing themselves. Okay, good to know. So now we need to do a little bit of a mopping work. Unfortunately, there's piss everywhere, which is just absolutely horrendous. But there we are. We're not going to sort of scream or shout at them because I feel like that would be incredibly rude. I just feel bad for them, you know? How would you feel if you peed all over the place and everyone just started laughing at you? Timmy. That's right. I know who you are, and I knew it happened. I was there. Right. Let's go to dig. Let's get this last bit done. And then we need to also pick up all this rubbish around here. Unfortunately, we don't seem to... I think we're just making this sweep. No? We have a decent amount of storage space remaining, including this sort of backup one that we have. We should really not make that sweep only. There we are. And also, let's prioritize the mining along here. There we are. So now there's a lot of extra space, and getting ourselves the deodorizer in here would also be a great idea. Although I think having another form of oxygen generation in the future would be even better. At the moment, the fine dining is done. Fantastic. So now getting ourselves this area would be great to get the conversion of slime over. Then again, power regulation is a big one. Or temperature and moderation. Okay. Okay. Cools the gas piped through it, but outputs heat in its immediate vicinity. Okay. Dispenses a small amount of the heat. Of the heat. No, not the heat. Liquid valve. I'm really interested to sort of get into some of this pipework stuff. Right now, though, the water purifier and the electrolyzer, a big thing. So we're going to get that done. Or at least get it done as quickly as we possibly can. At the moment, we do have the food production area, which I feel like needs to be moved to sort of around about here. So mining this area up as well would also be a great idea. We have sort of little sections that are starting to form now. But of course, we do have another form of food creation, which is through the cooking station right here, which does require power by the looks of it. Yeah, it does. A little bit unfortunate because power is at the moment sort of not a massive issue. Oh, a refrigerator as well, which probably also requires power, yeah. Power's sort of the big move by the looks of it. Getting that done might be a great idea soon. At the moment, though, we want to get all this stuff picked up and get these showers set up. So we're just picking up what we can, including all the new algae that we have as well, which is slowly going into the down low, which is why I don't really necessarily want to get a sort of deoxidizer around here just yet, although there is a lot of sort of moving about right now, so maybe just putting one in here. I feel like we're going to need one. It's just really going to consume all of that oxygen, which is not ideal. So let's just pop it right here next to this guy's bed. We're going to move this bed anyway to up here. Like anyone that is a harsh sleeper is just going to be sleeping in their own room, essentially. And this could just be sort of their own room, just sort of this little section right here. They got very lucky in life, I feel. Not to mention we need to get the other rooms set up. So if we harvest these and get some more mining done. I feel like it's becoming... I need to do one job at a time. This is really what I should do. I should get one thing done at a time. So really, I should prioritize the hygiene shower areas. And also, we should really be sweeping all this up. Okay, well, while we're sweeping all that up, let's get ourselves the tiles. Unfortunately, it's going to be 2 tiles, which is a little bit odd. So we'll get 2 tiles, and then we'll get ourselves this door so the new oxygen can pass through. In fact, what I should do is have probably a grate on the top level right there. There we go. That way, the oxygen should definitely pass through. It might get rid of that moisture buildup as well. Maybe remove some of the possible mold that might be created from this particular situation. I don't know if it will be. I'm just sort of thinking a little bit realistically, but at the same time, I'm quite happy with that being the case, if it is to be the case. So this consumes a hell of a lot of water, and it affects... It creates contaminated water, okay. And it cures dirty hands and grimy. It does produce heat, and it does add to decor, apparently, which is quite nice. But getting rid of that contaminated water is going to be a big one. A liquid pump draws in liquid and runs it through the connected piping. Pipe must be submerged in liquid to function. Do we have to put this in here in order for it to work? Then we've got a gas pipe, which seems like we can make it out of a bunch of different things, apparently. Yeah, how does that liquid work? Because I imagine that's what we're going to need. A liquid pipe bridge, and then the liquid pipe itself, and a vent. An output point for liquid pipes. Alright, well, for right now, we will just get ourselves one shower, and we'll put it in the corner here. And then what we want to do is, when we can, get ourselves the hand sanitizer. I don't know if we need the medical bed right now. Getting this constructed, though, is a big 9. And then eventually we need to sort of find out how we're going to get this connected up with the water. Which is going to be quite interesting to think about, really. I don't really know. I'm assuming they can swim around in water, which would help out quite a lot. So maybe if we just get rid of this, can they just jump down and do what they need to do? So we have this right. So we've got no liquid intake, an empty pipe, no liquid output either. The output, I suppose, is the contaminated water. I don't know where to really put that, to be honest. I could make myself a little tank up here and just sort of cover this area up. I suppose that's what I could do. I could put it in here. I might just end up putting it in there, though. It's interesting to think about. I don't really want to have it go back into the water area, though. Because what I could do is I could have the water run back in here into the contaminated water tank, as it were. And then what we could do with that is eventually get that sort of... that device in here, I believe, which... something in research which converts... yeah, water purifier. So uses sand to purify contaminated water. So I feel like that's a good idea. Making ourselves a tank for that might be a pretty neat idea at the same time. Although I don't know how much it's really going to use up. But if we just sort of make this area like this, and then... tell you what, we might want to make it a bit higher as well. And if we just sort of cancel some of this. So this is our tank, let's say. And the door, which should be really a manual airlock. It's quite interesting to think about, really, because we need to cancel probably the top area here, so we can make ourselves the manual airlock. That way the water shouldn't really overflow too much. It shouldn't anyway. If we make this point here, that might help out, I don't know. And then I suppose we could just make our nice little staircase. I mean, it might be doing a bit too much there, but it looks pretty cool though, right? Right, let's go to mining. And let's get this algae out of the way with. So we're still rather busy. And everyone's going to sleep. And how are we doing right now on everything? We need to get this oxidizer in here, so let's get that done. Merv right now is just sort of going away. Merv, you're still as annoying in the mornings as you are any other time of the day. You're a little parrot, aren't you? Right. Anyway, my apologies. power right now is a problem. I think we're just doing a bit too much research, perhaps. Or maybe not. I don't know. We still have so much more to do. Food at the moment I don't think is that much of a big thing, so I'm not really going to go too far into that just yet. Although I think this stuff, this mush bar is creating some contaminated oxygen. Can't really tell. Also getting the air purifier in here as well would be a great idea. Although maybe having one over there. This is why I've got the manual airlock, really. Oh, we can zoom down. Okay, we have a bunch of other things like a gas vent. So an output point for gas pipes. Interesting. So maybe we can just get a gas pipe. So transfers gas between gas intake and gas outtake. Do we have a gas intake area? I guess we got the gas pump. So it draws in gas and runs it through the connected pipes. So if we have one of these in here, then we can draw harsh chemicals out into sort of the contamination tank. I don't know how good of an idea this really is. But I feel like it's a good one. More power issues to worry about now as well. So prioritize that pipe work. Well, that power work would be ideal. Getting all this done. Getting all that done. Eventually, we'll get all this done, but it's not really a big deal at the moment. How are we doing on stress levels? Fran right now is getting a little bit more stressed out, which I think is a little bit odd, because if we look at jobs... Oh, no, Fran's doing everything. Okay, that's fine then. Mostly power generation. I didn't realize the red bits were their ability to do things. Apparently sweeping and delivering is also a big thing that you can do. Combat as well. Oh, your combat's based on your digging skill. That's interesting. Need to get that block in the middle done. It says unreachable. Okay, we need to deconstruct this one probably then. I was assuming it would end up being unreachable. What about this? Still unreachable. Right, we'll deconstruct that one as well. Right, so hopefully we'll be able to get that done. Meanwhile, we should also get this pipe work done. Or, well, not pipe work done, but we should get the liquid pump done in. So it draws in liquid and runs it through the connected liquid pipe. Must be submerged in liquid to function. So we have it right here. Then it should work, I'm assuming. Eventually what we'll do is any contaminated liquid inside of here, we'll probably have a separate tank that is good water, as it were. Or, well, I don't know what would happen, but we'll eventually run it back into this sort of little area that we have at the bottom right here. And that should work out. I'm assuming that, you know, we're doing things well here. I don't know if we are. Also, we should get the lavatory put in. So it greatly reduces stress. Does it affect... It does make contaminated water, and it does produce heat. But it also does need the liquid intake and outtake as well. So having that on this side would probably be a good idea, getting that constructed. Let's get that done. I think this also would require the water in and outtake, which would end up going in here, which is fine. So getting this done, thank you very much. So now if we can get the other two tiles put in and have them prioritized. Righty then. Good, good, good. So if we can just get these two tiles in the middle here done, it means they should be able to, well, be able to get to everywhere else. Oh, look, they can make their way back up and down through this rock here. I didn't realize that. I guess it was some sand that fell down. So there we are. Pretty cool. We should also deconstruct this then, because I think they should be able to reach the rest of this. I don't know if this is a great idea, but it feels like a great idea. How's our algae situation? Okay, it's running really low right now. We need to get some more algae. We are producing a hell of a lot of oxygen. Okay, around about here is where we can grab some algae. Down there as well. If it's possible to prioritize that, that would be great. What was that noise? Something big sounded like it happened. So they should be able to grab this algae through the wall. I'm assuming they can. What the hell's this? Bottles contaminated oxygen. Okay, interesting. Wait, is this contaminated? Maybe it is. Got a bit of a build-up in here now. We have a little bit more algae now, which is nice. Look at that. No more compost. How are we doing right now? Power, lots of research. Did a little bit of food generation right here for Islay. Yeah, lots of research going on right now. We should be able to get this percolation thing done. Yeah, mostly for that electrolyzer. Yeah, we can get it hooked up to this water source right here. Or attempt to, anyway. And then we can stop research for just a little bit. Fertilizer maker. That's interesting. Tell you what, we need to also get the tiles done here so we can eventually get that water system set up. We should have it around about here. Tell you what, we're also going to dig out these 2 areas and prioritize that. Just so we can get the rest of this algae, because of course it is becoming a little bit of a dire situation.